All right. All right. Retweet. Retweeted.
Okay, let's go. Hey guys.
Let's go.
Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Nice. So we are
S-
back with a new stream for Ask Us Anything. The
Yeah, completely
the
Same
online.
crew, different day.
Exactly.
Ledger CS and social teams working together this time.
We like the
We
Avengers.
always work together.
Yeah. Cool, guys. So, well, that's great to see you again. And if you just joined the stream, so this is us. We're here for, what, an hour, more or less? And we'll answer all your questions. So just drop your questions in a thread, and then Prince, you doing the prompting.
Yep, I'll read them aloud and then we'll answer them live.
Okay, perfect.
So we're getting off start recording questions. So first is Kenley TV. When is Ledger CL card coming to US?
Stay tuned. It's getting to you very soon. It's the CL Cards team top priority.
Yep. Next is RPain. Have you found another crypto supplier? Also, the new wallet, will it receive crypto automatically, opening corresponding token? So,
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't get it.
have this is not a complete question, but I'll read
Oh,
it out. Have you found another crypto supplier? And the next question is also the new wallet, will it receive crypto? So I think you're referring to stacks and automatically opening corresponding token. So, RPain, I think you'll need to elaborate your question in a bit more detail so that we can understand it properly. Thank you. Next is front battles. When full Ergo support, and do you want to give them an update?
yeah, I think we do have some news about this, right? So there is an Ergo app that's available in Ledger Live. Do you have to be in developer mode to get it, or is it
Yep,
just
yep. You need to be in dev mode, and then you'll be able to download it.
yeah? And then you have to use a third-party wallet. I think I don't remember the name.
Nautilus,
Yeah,
Nautilus wallet, and then
Nautilus.
you will be able to connect your Ledger device to the Nautilus wallet, and then you can create the Ledger address. We have tried it before.
Okay, perfect. Sorry for the background noise, guys. Okay, let's get through
Next
the next
is
question. Yeah.
Brian. Are there any plans to including or of including Cadena, ICP, RV on Ledger?
So yes, there are plans, but again, like it's difficult for us to give you any updates and any deadlines, just because yeah, I mean it's software, so like release date can be pushed weeks. It just takes one bug to push release dates. So yeah, stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter. Be careful on Twitter because there's a lot of fake accounts, but follow us on Twitter and we'll let you guys know when those integrations are live.
Yep. Next question is from Jim. I ordered my CL card on 13th December and the card is missing. I never received it. My question is, how will the process go? So first is like you can try reaching out to the CL cards team directly at support slash CL. I think I'll just check it once to be sure. So yeah, there's a CL card support team. You can send them an email, and if they don't reply to you, you can reach out to us. Share the email ID that you have used to reach out to their team, and we can escalate it on our end, and we can get you an answer faster.
Perfect.
Next is Paul Klesak. Hello, I did not get my $10 from a refer a friend. So I think there is a claim period, right? You have to wait for 15 to 20 days, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's 15 days, right, JJ?
Yeah, it's 15 days. And you also need to set up your refer a program, refer a friend program app on Ledger Live. So if you haven't done so, you need to do that.
Okay, and that can be done like you go to Discover section, and then there is an app called
Yeah.
Refer a
You
Friend,
know
and then you
what?
click that, right?
We have a video for this. I'm gonna send it to you guys in the chat. Just a minute. We can go on. I'll send it in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Next is Salte. I sent my Matic to an ETH wallet, but the ETH wallet ain't showing anything in it. Was that wrong? So I think he must have sent it via wrong network. So you can try you're checking out your Polygon account, like try adding a Polygon account in your Ledger Live, and then you might be able to see the tokens there, because it's possible that you might have withdrawn using a wrong network. But yeah. Next is Crypto OG, when XTC. So XTC is already supported by Ledger devices, but it's not supported by Ledger Live. It's not on the roadmap for now, but once our team has more bandwidth to support it, we'll surely add it in future. Lucky Charms, I have a Ledger Nano X. If I purchase Staker, can I transfer from X to Staker without fees?
Staker being like a third-party app or something like that.
Something like that. I think just to be more specific, Lucky Charms, like what do you mean by Stacker? Like, next is just a moment. Yeah. And next is Louis B. Can I move my XRP wallet from one ledger to another, or do I have to set up a new wallet in second ledger and send the XRP over?
Oh no, you can just import all your coins and accounts with your recovery phrase. So you just grab the new device, you set it up. You'll have a menu where you have two options: restore with recovery phrase or set up as new device. You just select restore with recovery phrase, and then you punch your Ledger recovery phrase in the device, and then you'll be able to add the same accounts. So no need to do transfers or anything.
Next is Sam Quinn. Why can't I receive my Flare when addresses are matched and I have access to Ledger? When is the direct help contact?
That's a good question. So Flare, we've had a lot of issues with flares. I mean, like a lot of users have had a lot of issues like claiming flare. So you want to make sure that you are eligible for the flare airdrop first. So go on XRP scan and then paste your XRP address, and then go to the flare tab and just make sure that there's an address there, and then you participate into the claim period as well. Then the second thing you want to check as well is if the address you provided to claim your flare back in 2021 was provided by MetaMask, then you'll have to change the network in MetaMask. And if it was a Ledger address generated via MetaMask, but you didn't pick the top accounts in the list, then you will have to use MetaMask and your Ledger device as well and select the correct accounts. So those are the things to keep in mind. I'm not sure that was super clear, but
Yep. So there are certain eligibility criteria that has to be met to get the Flare airdrop, and if you have met both of them, then still you are not able to receive it. You can still contact us via contact us button on the support tab in Ledger, on ledger.com, and we'll help you out.
yeah, and we've got a video as well that's coming soon as well that will show you like different scenarios and different things you can try to find the flare as well.
Can we have latest update on Ledger integration with Koti token?
Is it on the roadmap?
I think I'm not sure. Let me check.
Koti. Because it used to be an ERC20 token, I think. Koti.
Yeah, Koti. I think it's on the roadmap, but it's under review. So once the review is complete, then I think it'll be released soon. But we don't have an ETA since review. We might get we can see some new bug, and then we might have to push the release date later. So, but it's on the roadmap definitely. Yes.
Oh, nice. So Koti is going to be like a totally like a standalone app, right? Not just a...
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, exactly.
That's great.
Next is Joanne. Hello, do you know if the integration of Koti will come soon? Okay, so I just answered the question. Arpain, if I send Bitcoin to my wallet and have never received it before, will the wallet automatically open this, or will the tokens still be lost? If I send Bitcoin to my wallet and have never received it before, will the wallet automatically open this, or will the token still be lost?
Well, I think I can try to answer that, but if the transaction is successful and not pending, and you provided the correct address, so that's the address given to you by Ledger Live, then the coins will automatically show in Ledger Live in your account, and that's pretty much it. You don't have to do anything.
Okay. Next is Front Battles. I know I was asking for an ETA for full support, or won't it come? for Ergo?
Yeah, well, that's the next leg of integration, I guess. Like, it's gonna take some time. I guess eventually we'll come to Ledger Live. But just so you know, like, it's completely safe to use a third-party app. So for now, you can just use the, what did you call it, Prince? The Noteless wallet?
Nautilus, yes.
Noteless, yeah, okay.
Yep.
So you can use that with your Ledger device in the Ergo app, and that's
Yeah, it's
that's
completely
safe.
safe. Yeah. Next is Amin Syed. How do you know if my new Ledger device has been tampered with when I receive it?
That's a good
So,
question.
so yeah, just if a device is tampered, if you think a device is tampered, don't worry. When you connect your Ledger device to the Ledger Live app, it will pass through the genuine check, and only genuine and non-tampered device will pass through that genuine check. So once you set it up by yourself and set up the PIN code and generate the 24-word seed phrase, you're good to go. You're completely safe.
What are some of the red flags, like when you get your new device, that would maybe suggest that the device has been tampered with?
First thing is, like, if you have a pre-seeded device, like, first of all, and you already have the 24 words on the sheet, like you didn't generate it by yourself when nobody was around. So that is one red flag. Like, first red flag is like if someone has already set up a PIN code and the 24-word seed phrase. So that is one big red flag. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And they'll give you an actual card. Like, usually the box will contain like a card with a recovery phrase and sometimes like a PIN code as well. And then it might look very legit, but if you see a recovery phrase with words in the box, then this is like a huge red flag. And so yeah, you should contact us.
Yeah, we'll look into it for you. Next is Ragnarok. How long will it take for a coin to be integrated to Ledger? I heard there are some projects already submitted for more than a year but still pending. What's your criteria for immediate integration?
I don't think we have a criteria. Like, we don't have immediate integration. That's the thing, right? There is a queue of projects that we process sequentially. Usually the project, like, sometimes we can move out projects if it's part of a wider roadmap. So for example, everything related to Cardano or HBAR, things like that. And sometimes the size of the community as well is a factor. Like bigger communities, they typically make more noise, so the projects get integrated first. But besides that, it's usually like a first come, first serve basis. So
Yeah, and some blockchains are easy to integrate inside Ledger Live, and some has like little complex protocols on the network. So we want to give you a perfect UI and not a buggy one. So that's why some are taken. If they're easy, they'll be done faster than the one they are complex ones. Next is Kenley TV. Will you guys add the stable coin from XRPL to Ledger Live? So I think we don't support XRP tokens for now, right? So
yeah, we don't. You can probably get it via XRP tool, I guess, if you set up a trust line. But I'm guessing eventually we'll have trust lines in Ledger Live, but I don't think there is a roadmap for it.
okay. Next is Philip. Instead of asking if you will support XYZ token, do you put any pressure on XYZ token to support Ledger compatibility?
That's a good point. Yeah, if you do know the developers, like, one thing that's super useful is to point them towards our Discord channel, and because that's where they're gonna start the integration journey with the Ledger platform, basically. So if you do know those guys, put them in touch with us, and like, start things moving. That's also helpful, and things that you, the community, can do to help speed up the process.
Yep. Next is Deep Garg. Can we buy and sell in Ledger Live just like other decentralized platform? So it's not completely decentralized. So there are a few apps inside Ledger Live. There are that can offer you these options. Like, if you go to Discover section inside Ledger Live, there are multiple apps and other apps that you can use to send and receive and buy and sell your sets. But the one inside Ledger Live, they are like, go via third party. So your funds go on there, and then they'll send you the funds back. So it's not completely decentralized.
Yeah, I think
Next,
the only
sorry.
there is no buy and sell decentralized option, right?
No.
Right now, there's only swap, decentralized swap options. That's the only one we have, like pair swap and 1inch.
Yeah. But then you can connect your Ledger device to another DEXs, and then you can always buy and sell. Like, there is one called Thor Wallet, and then you can connect your Ledger device to Thor Wallet, and then you can buy and sell even without KYC. So it's a good thing.
Is that what you're
Next
using?
Yeah, it's like, it's easy, but it's has a limit as well of €1,000. So it's not, you cannot buy big amounts, but at least you can buy small amounts.
Okay, yeah, that's a good tip.
Next is Front Battles. I received 2 NFTs via Polygon, but I didn't do it. How does the scammer get my address anyway? And are the airdrops real?
No, they're not. It's a scam attempt. It's called poisoning attack. So a scammer gets a hold of your address somehow. Usually they find it. They sample like a huge number of addresses on Polygon Scan or any block explorer, and then they proceed to send tons of NFTs or tokens to those addresses. What they want is basically that address to appear in your transaction history. So they're basically banking on you being negligent or lazy or not checking your transaction details carefully, grabbing the hacker's address from your transaction history and sending funds to them. So that's the scam. So you should always be super careful when you send coins or receive coins. Always check on your device whether all the characters need to be the same, because the scammer's address might be very, very similar to your own address, but usually the characters in the middle will be different, but the first 4 and last 4 characters might be exactly the same. So yeah, we're getting a lot of those, right, Prince?
Yeah, exactly. But it's just a scam, guys. There are no free lunches. So anything which you have not sent to yourself, it's a scam. And just do not interact with this, because even if you try to send it somewhere else, you have to sign a transaction, and then you don't know if the contract can drain your entire address. So better to just hide the NFTs. There's an option to right-click the NFT, and then there's an option to hide them, and that's how you'll be safe. As long as you don't interact with them, you're safe. Next is Amin. How can you transfer coins to USDT? Okay, that's
I guess it depends on the network that you're using. USDT can exist on multiple networks, so you can send it to an Ethereum account, you can send it on Polygon, probably on Tron as well.
Tron, yes.
Lots of different
BSC,
networks.
Binance as well.
Binance, yeah. You just want to make sure that you select, the network that you choose. For example, if you have a Polygon account in Ledger Live, and you're sending your USDT from Coinbase, for example, then Coinbase will ask you for the address and they will ask you to select the network. So in your case, that would be the Polygon network. If you provide the correct address but the wrong network, then the coins might be sent to a different account, which is still your account, but you won't be able to see it in Ledger Live unless you add this account as well.
Okay, next is Andrea. Andrea, I think I didn't see your question. Otherwise, I would have surely read it out. You can just again post it down, and I'll get back to it soon, because I don't see your question on the chat.
I've got tons of questions. Oh my god.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. Next is Bitcoin Tahoe. My NanoX says it needs to be updated. I don't have a computer. How do I update? So firmware update, yes.
Yeah, Prince, go for it.
So yeah, there's only one, as there's no workaround for this. If you have an Android smartphone, you can still use connect your Ledger device to Android smartphone via USB and then update the firmware. But if you don't have an Android smartphone, if you're an iOS user, then unfortunately you'll have to use a desktop to update the firmware of the device.
Is that coming to iPhone at some point?
I think you cannot connect your Ledger device through the Lightning cable. Like, the restriction is there, first of all, and it's not possible to update the firmware over Bluetooth because of the size of the firmware. So it's not possible, I guess.
Okay.
But you can always use you can always use Bluetooth if you have the Ledger Nano X. That works with mobile and soon computer as well.
Yeah.
Next is Luis Munoz. How can I delete an NFT that someone don't know sent me to my Ledger? So you cannot delete your NFTs because you'll have to interact with them. Like, you have to send it to another address, and if you try to send it, and the smart contract is malicious, you'll give the permission to sign when you sign the contract, and then it will drain your entire funds. So it's just better to hide them. There's an option to hide the NFTs. Just right click on them, and then you can be able to hide them. Next is JB. Does e-ink displays have backlight like in the stacks? No, they
I
don't.
don't think so. Yeah.
Yep. Next is Richard Rich. If my Nano devices are not used for a long period of time, will they be able to update straight to the latest firmware?
Yes, on most devices. But if it's a Nano OS, then it will require like a couple hops before you can catch up to the latest firmware. So, but yeah, like more modern devices, yeah, they will just update immediately to the latest version.
Next is Darian. What is the main reason I get a battery error after I did update? I last updated.
Could you specify the type of issue, like what you see on the screen? Because like there's different types of battery issues, unfortunately. That will let you know.
Next is Snaggy. Can I add passphrase to existing account? So
No.
no, it's not possible
Why not?
because the password, the accounts which you have right now are linked to the 24-word seed phrase, and the one which you once you set up the passphrase, you will have access to a different set of accounts. So you'll not be able to secure your current accounts with the new passphrase basically.
Mm.
Then next is FTH EOD. Hello, any plans of creating a blockchain on your own or at least a ledger token? Ledger
JJ,
token.
is there a ledger blockchain?
I think this is something that we played around with internally and then decided that was not the best for various reasons, as we saw how FTX failed. Um, yeah, there's nothing more that I can say at this point.
Yeah, I don't think there's a token in the works or anything like that, and
Mm.
there shouldn't be. I don't think Ledger needs a token really. Like why?
No, that's not the business model of.
Yeah, we're
of
not
Ledger.
the blockchain or yeah.
No, no, we're here to sell the shovels.
Next is Bitcoin Tahoe. I haven't used my NanoX for a long time and it wants to update the firmware before I can use the app. No computer to plug in for firmware update. So sorry, Bitcoin Tahoe, but as I said, there's no workaround for the moment. If you have an Android smartphone, you can still connect it to your Android smartphone and update the firmware. Uh, and yeah, if you have someone in your family who has an Android smartphone, you can connect it to that and then update the firmware because connecting your device to a new app won't affect the security of your device. Next is Richie Rich. Can we swap Elon to BTC in future through Ledger Live?
Elon.
Elon is a ERC20 token, I guess.
So swapping Elon for XRP
Bitcoin.
for Bitcoin. You might give it a try. It might be available, but I doubt it because it's kind of it's a small cap coin, so I'm not sure if it's supported yet. But eventually, it might be.
In future, yeah. In future, maybe because this service is not offered by Ledger directly. It's a third party who's offering the service called Changely. And if they support this trading pair, then yeah, it's possible to swap these in future.
Yeah. Typically, like they don't support lower caps just because there is not enough liquidity. So it's not worth it for them to have a service. If it's to service like just one swap every 15 days, they just go for like the most liquid pairs, like BTC to ETH or XRP to ADA, like things like that.
Yep. Next is YouTube channels. From where can we buy Comet Must from Ledger? Are you planning to add it in Ledger for buying?
I'm not familiar with that. What is it?
Comet,
Like the game? Like the
I
game?
guess so.
Well, if it's
No,
the
the
game,
game-
That's the game that we just launched yesterday.
Oh, that's
Integrated
the one, right?
yesterday. We didn't launch the game, obviously. Sorry, just remind me the question again.
This is saying like from where can we buy Comet Must from Ledger? Are you planning to add it in Ledger for buying?
The token of the game itself.
Yes.
You can probably get it anywhere else and transfer it. Right now, it's just integrated into Ledger Live. That's it.
Yeah.
But more integration that we're doing with them, we will make announcements on social media. So if you're able to purchase it, we'll definitely let the community know.
Yeah, I mean, like the token will like most likely will be integrated in Ledger Live at some point because they're a partner. I think you can get it on Uniswap or Paraswap because it's an ERC20 token, right? So you
Yeah,
can
it's
just go
very
on.
possible.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just swap a bit of ETH for that.
Yeah. Also, quick fact: the people who started Comet are actually Ledger alums. So
Yeah,
they
it
stopped
was
working at Ledger.
in the CS team at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Next is PETA. Guys, can a Ledger device be vulnerable to hacking if you stake through third-party apps?
Peter,
So, no.
You've used it, right, Prince?
No, the username is PETA. He's
Ah.
saying like, is it safe to stake via third parties, and if there is devices are vulnerable to hacking?
No.
It's completely safe.
It's safe. It's safe. You keep the private keys stay in your device, even if you stake. You're not staking the private keys. You're staking like a the voting rights attached to the private keys, but not the private keys themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And just remember that if you have generated a 24-word seed phrase offline, and then you have used to connect it via connect wallet button to then stake your sets, then it's completely safe. As long as there's no imported seed phrase, it's completely safe. Next is JB. If I bought a Ledger device, but not sure if it's genuine or not, is it a good idea to make a decoy seed phrase before setting into final one? Like resetting the device by exhausting pin codes you created.
No, but you can reset the device. I mean, like, if you're able to create a new recovery phrase, then typically it means that the device is legit. The issue would be the opposite scenario where you start the device and it asks you for the pin code right away and it's provided with a recovery phrase in the box. That would be a scenario where someone tamper and set up the device and they're just waiting for you to create accounts and, steal your funds.
Yeah, but you can also, so sorry to cut you, but you
No,
can
no,
also,
go for
just reset the device and set up a new seed phrase, because each time you set up the device, it will give you a new seed phrase.
Mhm.
So that way you can be sure that, your seed phrase is not with any scammer.
Yeah. For
Next
sure.
is make peace. If my ledger stopped working after 6 months of what should I do? Is there any service center that we have, or you guys replace it with a new one? So
I think
we
6 months is within the warranty, right?
Yep. So all ledger devices come here with 2 years of warranty. So if there is any physical defect, we'll definitely replace the device for you. Don't worry. And if there is not, our team will still try to offer you a better alternative in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Christian Roberts. I can't update my ledger as when I plug it in the numbers for the lock screen, password just goes crazy, so can't get into it. It's fine when not plugged in. Okay, so I think the pin screen is the numbers are moving faster.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
That would be your replacement
Yep.
for this.
So,
Yeah.
yep. So you just need to go to ledger.com, support tab, and on the bottom right, you will see a contact us button. And then you can just submit a ticket to us, and our team will replace the device as it's a physical defect.
Mm-hmm.
Next is G Bauer. Are there any plans to add Blocks DAO to your approved token list that you cover in Ledger Live? Blocks DAO.
We can escalate that, but it might already be integrated. Just want to make sure to keep Ledger Live up to date, because each new version of Ledger Live comes with more tokens. So it's the
Also, if you can, and also if you can just add the token contract address, so it will be easier for us to add it to the list if it's not already there. Next is Sahil. Is Ledger working with OS?
OpenSea, I guess. Yeah.
OpenSea, yeah.
I don't know. Are we? I don't think so.
I don't think so, yes. Because, I don't know.
I think we're working with the next NFT market that will be integrated in Ledger Live will be Rarible, I think. Maybe in the future, OpenSea as well, because, why not?
How do we unhide an NFT transaction?
Unhide an NFT transaction?
So I think the transactions are not hidden. I think you're referring to the NFT itself. So you can just, I think there is an option to, let me check.
It's in the settings, I think. You go to settings, I think you click on the account tab, and the hidden NFT will show in a list, and then you can just individually select each of them and unhide those NFTs. I think.
Yes, that's correct. Now you have to go to settings, go to accounts tab, find the hidden NFT collection, and once side click on the right arrow, and the drop down you can see which NFTs you want to be unhide. See. Next is Eric Taylor. I'm having problem with my Flare balances showing in Ledger. I confirmed that I'm using the ETH address is the same as the Flare address on XRP scan.
Okay. Well, so 2 things to check. First of all, is it a MetaMask address or is it your Ledger Ethereum address? If it's MetaMask, then you don't need your device. You just open MetaMask and connect that to Flare.
No, it's a Ledger ETH address.
It's a Ledger ETH address. I would say connect your Ledger device to MetaMask, and then check. You'll be prompted with a list of accounts. Look into the list for the accounts and then open that one, because it's possible you submitted not your top account but the second or third or fourth account in the list, and those don't show on Ledger Live.
And you can just transfer your Flare from that account to this account, which you created in Ledger. So, next is Alper. Hi guys, do you have plans about XRP support for Ledger debit card? So this service is offered by a third party called Banks. and for now, I think it's only supporting Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, and soon maybe they'll support more crypto assets, and yeah, and by that you'll be able to use your XRP on debit card as well. Next is Eric Taylor. After I add my Flare account on Ledger, it shows 0. I'm using the same Ledger device when I set up the claim. So yeah, I don't think you must have not given the first Ethereum address. So if you have more than one Ethereum address, then you need to connect your device to MetaMask, and then you'll be able to see the tokens there.
Check the video; it's explained. This scenario is covered at the end of the video, so you can look that. I think it should be live on YouTube now or later, and yeah, the answer is that.
Next is Salte. Hello, I asked at the beginning of the video about sending Matic to an ETH wallet and not finding it. I just wanted to let you know that you are right. I sent it on a wrong network. Sets found. Thank you. Welcome. Next is Joe. Apps are not reinstalling correctly after the latest Ledger Live update, which erased all my downloaded apps on my Mac OS Ventura. And your reference number. Okay, I think this is the one where the BTC apps they brick the device.
Yeah.
So I think so. No worry. We'll take the case number and we'll escalate it to the team, and someone will get back to you as soon as we end the session. Next is X Danny. Hi, can you explain how to select correct network? Which my different altcoins have the same contract address on Ethereum. Should I select ERC20 for receiving them on Ledger?
If you want them in your Ethereum accounts, then select ERC20. If you want them in your Polygon account, then select Polygon, and so on and so forth.
Next is Darian. Error: battery cannot charge. If the problem persists, contact Ledger support with this exact error. Is the exact note I'm getting on the device screen.
Thanks for that. I think it's best if you submit a ticket. And I mean, you could try, first of all, like try to update the firmware, keep it plugged in for 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a couple hours, see if it solves the issue. If not, just open the ticket and then we'll replace the device.
Next is Pita is saying thank you guys. Welcome.
No worries.
Da Silva, the Bluetooth on NanoX just work with cell phone and don't work with computer. Yes, that's correct. The Bluetooth is only working for Ledger Live mobile app for now, and in future maybe it will be available to connect it to your screen, like the laptop as well. So. Next is Makepeace. What happens if someone forget their PIN or type wrong PIN multiple times? Am I going to lose my coins? Oh, nice question.
Yeah, we don't have that one very often. Pretty sure you want a ticket.
Yeah, so nothing will happen to your coins basically. It's just the device will just get reset to factory settings. But don't worry, as long as you have your 24 words seed phrase, as soon as you start the device, you'll have an option to set up the new recovery phrase or restore it with with your current recovery phrase. So you select that option, enter your 24 words on the device, only on the device, and then you'll be able to access the same assets that you have created account with. So make sure you don't lose your 24 words because that's the last backup to all your funds. And as long as you have your 24 words, you can gain access to your assets anytime.
And that's true for everyone that would have access to 24 words as well. So yeah, keep it secret.
Okay. Sahil is back. It was available to connect, but yesterday I didn't see the option to connect on OpenSea with the Ledger button. I think they are still testing it out. It's not completely rolled out, I guess. So it's possible they rolled it back, but it will be coming in future. So
yeah, it's still in closed beta actually. But we're slowly rolling it out, and people should expect to receive their email soon enough.
Is that
we're rolling out.
Is that the plugin, the Ledger plugin in OpenSea? Is that the thing you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like right now it's still on the really tight closed beta, so we can't really say much because we're still getting people's thoughts on how it is. But as we keep rolling it out, it'll be a more public beta at some point further down the road. Hopefully not too soon. Sorry, hopefully soon. And then everybody will be able to test it out. This is a product that we're really hoping that will bridge that gap of usability between your hardware wallet and your mobile device and your computers. So it kind of brings everything together.
But it's not Ledger Connect, right? It's different.
Or
is it the same?
There's Ledger Connect, but also, you know what? Once it's out, people will know.
All right.
Otherwise, we'll spend like an hour explaining this.
Got it.
Next is Peter. Guys, I took a picture of my seed phrase on my iPhone 5s, but when I know that it is not a good idea, then I format or reset my phone. Is my seed phrase still safe in your opinion?
I'd say if you can change it, change it. It's a little work, but at least you'll sleep well.
Yeah.
And because you never know, right? You never know who's gonna have access to that thing and the backups, and because your phrase like the picture hasn't disappeared, like it hasn't been shredded or anything like that. It still exists in digital form somewhere on
Yeah.
some server. So you don't want to take
Yeah,
that
and
risk.
if it's in the cloud, it's in the cloud. Just
Yeah,
assume it's being hacked.
yeah.
That's the best approach, safest approach.
Yep. Next is DNT. For fashionista in the room, I want to know, will Ledger come out with any cool new colors or team up with designer brands?
Designer brands, I can't tell you much. And cool colors, I also can't tell you much.
Oh, come on. Oh, Alpha, JJ, please.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Okay. Next is Peter. I have been using my Ledger Nano X for almost 3 years now and still not hacked. Yeah, because but you never know, man. Like once it is online, like in a digital form, anything can happen. So
Yeah, if you don't want to change your recovery phrase, you can maybe add a passphrase and then move your funds to those new accounts. So it saves you the trouble of like having to reset the device and creating a new recovery phrase. That's one way you can protect yourself. In general, having a passphrase is also really cool.
Yeah.
And there is some good tutorials on our App Center on how to do it. But I would not be feel safe if I was in your shoes, to be honest, because I would always have this feeling of what if one day someone get access to it, and maybe someone has access to it right now, but it's just sitting on your recovery phrase waiting for you to transfer enough funds, and then they'll sweep. So I don't want to scare you, but just enough so you can stay secure.
Yeah, there could be bots just waiting until you have your Bitcoin deposited.
Yeah.
Gone.
We see some horror stories every day, at support. So we just want you to be safe and not to like be able to, yeah, sleep well and not have to worry about your finance. Now is a good moment to buy crypto, so you don't want that crypto to disappear during the bull market. So I would say it's a little work, but it'll make you feel more comfortable.
next is Deem10. If I lose my Ledger and I have staked atoms via Ledger Live, can I unstake my atoms via Trezor, for example? Yes, because you have, as long as you have your 24-word seed phrase, you can restore it on your Trezor and then unstake your assets with the Trezor. Does not since your assets are on the blockchain and not on anything that Ledger has control over. So you can do this for sure. Sahil again. What is the Ledger Infinity Pass compared to the Market Pass?
The Infinity Pass is something that the Ledger Market Genesis Pass. First of all, it gave you access to buy the Black on Black Nano X, and that has passed. And you always are grandfathered in with a top priority named spot for any collab that happens on Ledger Market, which you should be expecting a lot more this year. And the Infinity Pass is something that is for a wider audience. It's one level below the Genesis Pass,
Okay.
and so it doesn't have the perks that the Genesis Pass would have, but it's available for everyone who purchases a ledger starting in 2023 at some point. So it's a more wider audience kind of pass.
It's a physical card as well, right? It comes in the box, right?
It does come in the device box, and obviously it's an NFT, so you just scan a QR code and then get it.
Next is Do you think as Ledger support that a dust poisoning attack of micro amount can blacklist wallet? Then that one has to communicate it with each exchange before sending coins to avoid frozen account. It's a long question.
Can you repeat
Do
it?
you,
I didn't
yeah,
get it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think as Ledger support that a dust poisoning attack of micro amount can blacklist wallet? then
Ah.
that one has to communicate it with each exchange before sending coins to avoid frozen account.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I think he's afraid that exchanges will blacklist those scam addresses, and because you receive a transaction from them, then therefore your own address will be blacklisted as well. I don't think so. It would be so much work for exchanges to do this, and there is no upside because they'd be blacklisting their own clients basically. So there is no, yeah, like I don't think they would do it. And also, like, there is so much of those address poisoning attack. Like, everybody has been targeted pretty much. If you have an Ethereum account or a Tron account, you've been targeted. So I don't think exchanges will take any measures.
But on the flip side, is there a way for users in Ledger Live to blacklist the dusting, the accounts that are coming from the dusting attacks?
I think I've seen discussions on Slack about it, and it was mostly like a way for like Ledger Live filtering out. Ledger Live filtering out zero value transactions. So I think this is going to be deployed at some point soon to avoid scams, which is good. It's a good feature. And in the future, if we have account abstraction in Ethereum, then the account itself will be able to blacklist other addresses or to whitelist just a small number of addresses, so you'll be more protected.
It just shows we're still really early.
Next is Sarah. How can I retrieve it? I see it on Kronos scan. So I think you have to be more, maybe it's the token you're referring to. So Kronos is not supported in Ledger Live, like Kronos tokens. So you can connect your Ledger device to MetaMask and you will be able to see the tokens which you have sent via Kronos network. Extending, if my Ledger coins have ERC20 address, then how can I send them to on Matic network or BP20? Will I lose my funds? So if he has Ledger coins on his ERC20 address, then how can I send them on Matic network or BP20?
You can use a bridge. It depends on the coins, but like a bridge like Hop protocol, for example, will let you send Matic, USDT and USDC and ETH as well across all those different networks. But it doesn't support all different coins.
Yeah. So then there's a Help Center article. You just go to ledger.com support and type hop, and you'll get the article and instructions on how to bridge the transactions from one network to another.
Doesn't Rango do?
Yeah.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
they do? But it's a swap, right?
It's a swap, right?
It's a swap, yeah.
Next is NDYSIVE. I can see my SETA reality tokens on my ledger. When will the dollar amount show? So I think, it's a partially integrated token in Ledger Live. So our teams are working on adding more counter values for different tokens, but the data which we pull, it's provided by a third party, and as soon as they start supporting the tokens, I think we should be able to show you the price value of the tokens. Next is Eric's Place 100. Do I need to have latest version of Ledger Live to carry out delegation on Flare on MetaMask?
No. Well, actually, you don't use. You're not going to be using Ledger Live for that. You'll be using MetaMask or Ledger Live. You can't use both at the same time because they do the same thing basically. But yeah, for that, you'll have to use MetaMask plus your Ledger device, and yeah, that's it.
Richie Rich, is secure element chip really secure? Can the manufacturer has any backdoor to hack into our Ledger devices?
It's a good question, but the answer is no. Like it's very secure, yeah, and like your secure element first of all is it's just a very secure chip that you can run programs on, right? And if you're worried about how the secure element behave when you're using it with your device, you can just go on GitHub and look at the app, the code for all different apps. And if you can read the code, I mean, not everybody can, but the code describes exactly what the secure element is going to do with your private keys when you create an address or receive coins, things like that, right? So all this information is open and public, but the most important thing is that the private keys themselves will never leave the security of the secure elements, right? So that's the most important.
Yep.
Yeah, and one thing to add, secure element is quite widely seen actually. So your passports use secure elements and your credit cards use secure elements.
Mhm.
So they're not something that actually connects to the internet. That's the reason why we used it. So like it's like saying your passport has a backdoor to somewhere, which it isn't even connected to the internet. That's the whole reason we're using it, because it's not connected to the internet, and it generates your private key, signs your transactions, and doesn't do anything else.
Next is Mehdi. Hello, why don't you solve the problem of transferring USDT based on Tron network? We have not been able to transfer out USDT to exchange for some time now. So I think that issue has been resolved, the Tron USDT issue. Just make sure you're using the latest Ledger Live desktop version. And if you're a mobile user, then yeah, the issue is still working, like it's ongoing, and our teams are working on fixing it. So in the meantime, you can also use TroneScan if you want to. Like there's a TroneScan mobile app. You can download it, connect your Ledger device to it, and then you can send your transactions by that as well. Next is A Curry. Hi, if you oh my god, so many questions. If you're trading once in a while, like buying BTC, then sell for USDT every 4 months, how would you guys recommend trading it for safety aspect? I use DexSex Binance Ledger.
Can you repeat the question? I don't think I got it.
If you're trading once in a while,
Uh-huh.
like buying BTC and selling for USDT
Okay.
every 4 months, how would you guys recommend trading it from safety aspect? I use DexSex, like CEX and Binance Ledger.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, well, it depends. If you can do your trading on chain, like via DEXs, then ideally you want to do that, because that's the most secure way to do it. You don't even have to send your coins to an exchange. Now, if you're just trading something that's not supported via DEXs, like for example, Bitcoin is not like very friendly to DEXs. There are a few like Thor swaps that will support it, I think. So maybe you can use that. If not, you can send your money to send your coins to an exchange, as do your trades, and then bring that back to the device.
Next is Sahil. I've already have a Genesis Pass. Would it be any more beneficial to get the Infinity Pass? That's what I meant.
You will be getting. I don't think Infinity Pass is quote unquote for sale. You will be getting it if you get a new Ledger device this year. So you don't need to get it. You will get it if you say you pre-ordered the new Ledger stacks. So I don't think you need to make a decision here.
Is it
Yeah.
just for the stacks or for all the different devices?
No, I think it's for all the devices.
Oh, cool.
All the device, and it's going to be unlimited, so there's no exclusivity or anything. It's a general pass.
Yeah, it's a general.
It's in the
pass.
name, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Infinity.
make peace.
Yeah.
Make peace. So if my ledger stop working in between the warranty period, what's the procedure that I have to follow to get a new one? Nothing. You just have to reach out to us. You can just go to ledger.com, support tab. There's a contact us button on the bottom right, and then you can just reach out to our team directly. And yeah, we'll replace the device if there's faulty issues. Next is xdanny123. On exchange, if you don't select the correct network, funds can get lost. When I copy the contract address from Ledger, how shall I know this coin belongs to which network? So yeah, you can do one thing. You can type the coin. You can go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and you can type the name of the token which you're referring, if you're trying to move, and you see the explorers the token is listed on. And if it's supported on different networks, then you can see, okay, these are different networks it's supported on, and I can send them via that network. Next is Antonio Quinn. Hello, when I search Aviv on supported token of official website Ledger, I don't see it in the website. But in the official website of Aviv, we can create a Ledger wallet. So yeah, our teams are working on it. The app is not yet ready. So soon, once it's ready, you'll be able to use your Ledger device to create your first Aviv Ledger address. And we have a last question. Bill33, my Flare address is different from my ETH address on XRP scan. Is this a problem?
It could be, depends. I mean, if you're sure that it was created with the same Ledger device, with the same recovery phrase, then it's likely that you did not provide your top address, right? Your first address, but you provided the second or third or fourth address. In this case, you can the easiest way to check that is to connect your Ledger device to MetaMask, connect MetaMask to the Flare network, and add an account. You'll be prompted with a list of accounts, and if you see the account in the list, then that's all good. That's your Flare account. If not, then something else might be going on. In this case, reach out, send us a ticket. We will be happy to look into it.
Okay, Sarah, I sent an ERC20 token to Kronos network to my Nano X. How can I get it back? Are there any instructions to link it through MetaMask and retrieve it? I
I
think,
do think so. Yeah.
yeah. So you can just connect your device to MetaMask. We have a Help Center article that explains how to access the Kronos network via MetaMask. So you can just go to ledger.com support tab and write MetaMask and Kronos, and you will see the article over there. And then, yeah, you'll be able to see the tokens over there, but then you can send it back to your exchange and then transfer it via the correct network next time. Okay. Next is Marcis NR1. My Nano X connected to USB to my PC is charging. Is changing the numbers quickly. Impossible to insert the pin. So I think, yeah, I think it's a faulty device. Don't worry. Reach out to us via the contact us button on the support tab. So go to ledger.com support, contact us, and we'll replace the device for you. No worries. Next is De Silva. Ledger was able to fix the battery problem that's not charging. It happened to me twice. Yes, we. I think it's the old batch of 2021, I guess it was, which was faulty, and so I think the devices, yeah, during that batch had this issue, which was fixed later on. Next is Antonio. So, is it safe to create a Ledger wallet on official website on Arweave because I want to withdraw my tokens? Arweave to withdraw them out of exchange and secured by Ledger. Antonio, right now I don't think there's an app or Arweave app ready for you to create a Ledger account. Soon, once it is launched, then you'll be able to do this. Yes.
Be careful with fake apps, Antonio. Like
Yep.
you might want to drop the link to the website in the thread, and we can take a look at it, and we'll let you know if it's safe.
Yep. Next is Sarah Ibrahim. Thank you. Welcome. Next is Richie Rich. Ledger saw a massive usage of their platforms and suffered a few scalability challenges on November 9. Will it happen again in future? In the future, panic selling or transferring of cryptos?
We're trying our best to prepare for that, but it is true that every single time there is a big event in crypto, then it puts a lot of strain on the whole company, right? For sure. But it's our job to make sure that we have the resources to face those kind of spikes.
Yep. Next is Richie Rich. Thanks all for replies. Appreciate. Cheers, guys. Welcome.
Thanks.
Dirty. Next is Dirty. Can I sell the NFT that was sent to my address by Poison Scam? Is it technically a gift? No, it's not a gift, man. There are no free. There
It's
are
a
no free
poison gift.
lunches. Yeah. So do not interact with that. It's a spam NFT. It will just drain out your funds. The thing you should do is go to the NFT, right click on it, and then there's an option to hide the NFT, and that's the most safest way you can. Yeah, just do not interact with it, man.
It is true, however, that if they send you coins, then those coins are yours, and then you can use them.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
they send you a
Not
little
for
USDT, then that's free money for you. But you NFTs, don't touch
No,
it.
no. Next is Rajak. Hi, I sent a support ticket 2-3 days ago and no one has responded to it. Yes, we are facing high volumes right now. Don't worry, you can just drop your ticket number in the chat and someone will pick it up after we complete the session. Next is CryptoMark. When will the day come when you can just send crypto to Ledger without third-party wallets? I have around 6 assets in other wallets. So yeah, we know it's difficult for you as a user and as a company, as a part of crypto ecosystem. We don't want our users to use third-party apps as well. But sometimes the integrations they take a lot of time. As at Ledger, we're supporting all multiple different blockchains, and so creating a new UX and UI for different blockchains is complex. So that's why at the beginning we just create the apps. That's why at least the users are able to secure their assets even via third-party apps. And then in future, yeah, slowly we'll start bringing all the chains inside Ledger Live. So as a user, you are not leaving the crypto Ledger ecosystem in general. Next is Richard Rich. Will stacks have different colors casing in future? Thanks.
It's very possible in terms of casing in the future. But upon launch, it will be just one color.
What about the magnetic shell? Will it be colored or like? Have you seen it?
It'll be a pretty muted color
Mhm.
from the ones I've seen so far. I'm not exactly sure if there's colored options for them, but if there are, you will know.
Okay, interesting. I'm sure they will eventually.
Next is Sinful. I've tried to move my spam NFT to another of my wallet just because I didn't want it to have it in my ledger, but it failed. Is my ledger compromised because of that? So no, your ledger is not compromised. Maybe that address is compromised now because you signed the transaction, and if it's a scan, like a smart contract transaction, then you have just given the permission to access your entire address. So what would we require you to do is to create a new address, send all your legit assets and NFTs and tokens to that address, and just delete this account. And yeah, you're completely
I
safe.
want to give another option as well. You can just revoke the NFT. Like you go to Polygon Scan, then you connect your Ledger device to the revoke tool. It's somewhere in the options, and you'll see the NFT listed there. And then you click revoke. You sign the transaction, and then that will revoke all access that NFT has to your account.
Yep. So Rajak has given his case number. Yes, we'll pick it up. Don't worry. Crypto gains up, everyone. Just want to say good job, Ledger. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you very much. That's
And I
very
think-
heartwarming to hear all the time.
Yeah, it's nice. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Maybe a couple more question, and we'll
That's
just
the
wrap
last of it.
up. Oh, that's the last of it. Okay, cool.
Yep. Perfect timing.
Perfect.
1 hour. Exactly.
We cleared the backlog.
Yeah, at least on social, yes.
Cool. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Prince. Thanks, JJ. Thanks,
You guys.
Yep.
Thanks for having
And
us.
we'll be back
Pleasure.
tomorrow, actually, on Twitter,
Yep.
5 p.m. CT. But we will be doing a name. So tune in if you want to come chat.
And also next week, Tuesdays, we're going to come as well on YouTube again. So now we're going to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays, guys. So make sure to tune in and ask your questions. It will be faster, of course, by reaching us then via email. So yeah, we're trying to do this more and more. And soon maybe we'll do Twitch as well one time. Let's see.
Cool. Bye-bye, guys. Stay safe.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.